السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نحمده تعالى ونستغفره ونستهديه. ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. ثم أما بعد. How ironic. I'm a big city boy. Most of the cities that I've lived in, they're quite big. Detroit, New York, Dallas. And I get lost in a small little city called Bakersfield. The GPS says turn right, and I find myself on the bridge. Turn around from the bridge, you find yourself, the street is gone. It's not there anymore. And then finally we find a train in the middle of nowhere and get in front of us. Interesting. Before I start, I'll have also somebody from Dallas to hear. Shiek, Mohammed. He's one of the dudes of Dallas. And I guess I could say dudes and we all, here the West Coast, you know. I've been here before. It's been a while. And the last time I visited this area, I've noticed there's a big change in so many ways. A new masjid that I gave a khutbah at today, very beautiful, well structured, clean, and packed with beautiful faces like I see tonight. In this masjid, I also remember visiting this, and I noticed there was at that time a big couch out there somewhere. And I recall when I wanted to put my shoes, it ended up being somewhere under the couch. And then when we were walking out, I was asking Sheikh Mohammed, I lost my shoes. I didn't notice that it was actually resting under the couch. But when I first came in the parking lot, I was impressed. More so impressed that the little child, I don't know, 3-year-old, probably 4, out of nowhere came and ran and wanted to give me salam. Till now, I don't know whose child it is, but he grabbed my hand. And then he's walking in with me, and he walked me all the way to the door, right here. And as I was taking my shoes off, well, it was a sandal, he was taking his. And then when I finished, he walked away. I have visited numerous places and many masajids in my life. Not just kissing up to you guys, but this was the best moment that I've met at any place I've been to. A 4-year-old, and we're 3 that came out of the car. Mo, Larry, and Curly. And by the way, I'm Mo. And he's Curly. Well, actually, Curly was Curly and Larry was. But the greeting was for me. He came and held my hand and brought me in. And it was a very fascinating and comforting and satisfying feeling that I found. And then when I came in, I saw Mohammed Shiek, and he's saying we overlapped our khutbah today. And I was wondering why I was so excited to give the khutbah today, because I gave it on both of us. So you owe me one, Sheikh. We live in a time where we're very privileged to be in the United States. Sometimes we take things for granted. And by the nature of a human being, there's always looking to get more. In the process of aiming to get more and wanting more, you tend to lose the sweetness of what you already have. You'll grab it? He said he's going to grab it. I'm just kidding, by the way. It knows I'm short. I met a gentleman in the other masjid. Actually, he came out to be a Yemeni. So when I gave him salam, I said, MashaAllah, from Syria? He said, no, Yemeni. I said, so why are you so handsome and tall? What he was asking. So as I was saying, in the process of wanting to gain more in life, sometimes you lose focus in understanding how blessed you are at the moment you're at. And you'll live your life, if that's the case, never satisfied, never content. You'll live a life where you don't appreciate and you're not thankful. That's why the Rasul ﷺ teaches us a lesson. He said, when one looks into this dunya, then he or she should look to those who are less fortunate than him or her. Because then you will appreciate what you have. And when you look at the deen, then you look at the one that is more involved, and more religious. So it becomes a motivation for you to be better. In reference to the dunya, we're blessed. We have opportunities that people don't have. We have choices that sometimes confuse us because there are too many. While many around the globe only dream of having a choice of one thing to choose. You sleep and you complain about the softness or the thickness of your mattress. You tend to fight your air conditioning because it gets too cold or too hot. It's never whatever you're aiming to be and having. You see many plates that you find yourself confused of which one to start with. You have too much clothes. I mean, I recall so many times standing in front of my closet and looking at my clothes and saying, what am I going to put on today? Because there's so many. I end up putting the same thing that I've been putting on the days before. Especially if you're a sheikh, it's all white and light. But more than all of this, we live in a society where you and I can get better education. We can educate ourselves and to become better individuals. It is always saddening to me that I find individuals living in this country for so many years and then they fell short in seeking education and getting a degree. There are many in many countries walk miles and miles so they can get to a classroom that has no seat. And they share books among the group of kids because that's the only textbook that they have, which page 15 to 21 is not even there. We all come from regions of that nature. I know I come from a place where high school was 7 kilometers away. But every morning, those who are interested in going to school will wake up around 4 or 5 a.m. and walk to school. You have a bus that picks you up, a seat that is cleaned, and a teacher that's polite, and many colorful pens and papers that you just throw in the wastebasket. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Those who still are in school, don't think of dropping out. Those who have not thought to go to school, then think again. Those who count the dollars that they can make by rushing into the world of business, they're only denying themselves the world of respect. Let me repeat that. Those who rush and are hasty to accumulate the dollars into their pockets and getting into the world of business and reference sacrificing their opportunities of school and learning and education, they're only denying themselves the levels of respect that will come at a later time of their life, and they're not going to make more so than that's already meant for them to take. لن تموت نفس حتى تستكمل رزقها. No one will die until they fulfill what's meant for them to take. If there's a sip of water left for you, you'll get it. There's nothing that is meant for an insan to ask for more in the Quran al-Kareem except knowledge. وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا.